All right, guys, we are going to be reacting to why Poison's husband thinking she can get away with $37 million. Damn, let's jump in.
And he was reading that the money wasn't cursed or whatever.
How much money was it?
It was supposed to be 17 million, but with all the property sold off, it ended up being 37. If you left me anything, just give me a car. That's all I ask.
What do you think is wrong with Steve? Why is he sick?
I thought they were right. It was heat stroke. I wasn't there. I wish I was there. I wish I was with him every second of the day that day. I wish I watched every single, but I'm not his goddamn mom. So unbelievable.
What in the hell? Oh, shoot. This is going to get very
September
real,
3rd,
y'all.
2023,
Wow.
in Minot, North Dakota, 51-year-old
North Dakota.
Stephen Riley Jr. suddenly became violently ill on the same day he was about to finalize a massive inheritance. The meeting never happened, and by that evening, Riley's condition had rapidly deteriorated. The person with him throughout it all was his longtime girlfriend, 48-year-old Ina Knoyer. Despite growing concern from friends, Knoyer insisted Riley was only suffering from heat exhaustion and repeatedly discouraged anyone from taking him to the hospital. 2 days later, Riley was airlifted in critical condition. He never regained consciousness. As investigators began asking questions, they learned this wasn't just a medical emergency. Friends reported disturbing comments Ina had made in the past, and what detectives uncovered next would lead them straight to the interrogation room, where they'd uncover a murder much more premeditated than they thought.
So when did he find out about this inheritance?
I want to say 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay.
But it could have been sooner because, days kind of run into each other.
So what is the inheritance? I know you had shown that first day Lieutenant Dake and I came, you showed us kind of that letter that was on Steve's phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's the inheritance? That was the letter? Okay.
And he was talking to an actual lawyer, I guess,
Okay.
from London.
So this lawyer reached out to him and said he's
I guess. I don't even know how he found out about it.
okay.
If he found out about it, doing a background check on him and seeing if anybody owes him money,
Okay.
back pay, lost check somewhere where he used to work somewhere. I honestly, I have no idea. It just appeared, and he showed it to me one day.
The letter.
Yeah.
So,
And he wanted me to have a copy to make sure, if something ever happened to him. And he was reading that the money wasn't cursed or whatever. He's like, every single person that went for the Riley money over there,
yeah.
even this 21-year-old, had passed away.
What do you mean? I guess the inheritance had been left for other people too, or
Yeah.
okay.
I was like, is it cursed? And people that go after it are dying? He's like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, well, then don't go after it. How silly is that,
Ina and Stephen were together for decades, yet she seems very calm and composed in the interrogation room, despite her lifelong partner passing away suddenly just days ago. And something else that was odd was how Ina began this narrative of Stephen's inheritance being cursed, suggesting that that's what might have killed him.
Just go get a real job. Don't worry about it.
How much money was it?
It was supposed to be 17 million
Okay.
and some odd hundreds.
Okay.
17,500,000, something like that.
Okay.
But with all the property sold off, it ended up being 37 million.
So there was cash and then the properties were sold.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know this was from a family member?
And I gave it to Brian, the paperwork
Okay.
that I printed out to make sure, I have some, just in case something did happen to him, I could give to his son to track it down or whatever.
So
I gave all the
who
information
is
to
it supposed to be coming from? Who was the family member?
God, without his phone. Marcus something Riley,
Okay.
I want to say.
Was that a brother or
Uncle.
That was an uncle.
Wasn't there.
So why don't we talk about the weekend that Steve ended up becoming sick and passing? What happened that weekend? What was he doing? That was Labor Day weekend.
Mostly drinking beer. The night before, he wanted to get a good night's sleep. But
He was drinking.
Chad.
Hang on. He was drinking beer which night, or was that the whole weekend?
That's pretty much the whole weekend.
Okay.
He got a case of beer from Wes and some food from the Max food bank that Wes brought him, and a case of beer
Okay.
for his birthday. And then Link brought him a case of beer.
Did Steve have a will?
With that lawyer, yes.
With this lawyer that
Jared.
Richard?
Yes.
Okay. So Steve wrote up a will with
Yes.
this lawyer. Okay. Do we know
Where
where
he
the
would
will
want
is?
it to go to, and
Okay.
most of it was supposed to go to his sons and his two sisters.
Okay.
And then he left me a little bit to live off of, he said.
Okay.
But
How much?
I think I just wanted a car and then give the rest to his ex-wives, because they seriously deserve it.
What?
That's what I told Ryan. If he left me anything, just give me a car. That's all I ask.
Uh-huh.
And then give the rest to your mom and Cheryl, because I don't want to see it.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
was obvious to the detectives what Ina was
Yeah.
trying to do. She was casually trying to show how little she cared for Stephen's inheritance, which was very hard to believe, largely due to Ina's past as well. Like Stephen, Ina had been homeless multiple times and in constant financial struggle, so it wouldn't make sense for her to be so unbothered about a sum of money that could flip their life upside down.
So the weekend comes, and how does it get to? Is it starting to be that the lawyer is starting to give him like a time that he's coming to Minot?
Yeah.
When was the first time he was supposed to come here? Remember?
I want to. It's 29th, I think.
Okay.
I believe. Yes, 29th.
And he was gonna fly to Minot Airport? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did Steve go to the airport at 11?
No.
Okay.
Wes's son stayed behind and at the airport, because that's when Steve started getting really, really sick, and I kept begging him to let me call the ambulance, and he's like, "No, I'll be fine with some sleep."
So at 11 o'clock in the morning Sunday, the lawyer's supposed to show up, but Steve didn't go to the airport.
Mhm.
Why?
Because he was really sick.
Okay.
Okay.
So do they go to the airport?
Yep.
And what happens?
There was nobody there. I ran around the whole airport, screaming, "Is there a lawyer here for Stephen Riley? Stephen Riley's sitting out in the car outside."
So you went to the 2 o'clock one with
Yeah.
everybody.
Yes.
Who rode with who?
I rode with Link,
Okay.
and he rode with Wes.
Steve rode with Wes.
Yes.
Did Billy? Because you've got Billy and Conrad too. Did they go as well?
No.
Okay. So just a couple of you went.
Yes.
Steve rides with Wes. Okay. You just meet them at the airport?
We followed him to the airport.
Followed. Okay, so you stopped at Cenex as well.
Well, we got there right when they were pulling out the Senate
Okay.
type thing. You know, they got their iced tea
Okay.
because we were a couple minutes behind.
Okay. So then you all go to the airport. Where at the airport?
We went to not the main airport, but the smaller one first,
Okay.
because Wes and his son were sitting there. I mean, Wes's son was sitting there.
Okay.
waiting for Wes and Steve. And said this was the only airport coming in right now at 2 o'clock.
Okay. And
that's when he passed out. Steve passed out the first time.
Okay. Is he in the car?
Mm-mm.
He's outside.
Yeah. He was standing on the side of the car. I turned around and he's on the ground.
Where is that? Are you guys like parked in the parking lot or?
Yeah, the small airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Steve is on the ground. Is he breathing?
Yes.
Okay. Is he awake?
He woke up
Okay.
after I stuck some ice cubes on. I stuck some ice cubes in my hands and I stuck it on his neck right here. And that's pretty much when he woke up and started spinning around going, what the hell happened? And then I tried to put some ice cubes in his armpits, you know, cool him down even faster, hopefully.
Okay.
And that's when I started begging, can I please call the ambulance, take you out, ambulance. And Wes started saying, there's a ambulance bay right here, fire department, ambulance.
Okay.
I was like, I just want him to go to the hospital. He's like, but there's an ambulance bay right there.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Wes.
Wes.
Yeah. And his
She's
son
too
was like,
calm. The problem is that she's way too calm. And that in itself is just already giving a picture that might just play against her. She's too
oh,
calm.
it's just heat stroke. My wife just went through it this morning. I was like, that's not good.
Ina was trying to appear like the loving, caring girlfriend. What she didn't yet know was that the detectives had some autopsy evidence that would put her in the center of a murder investigation.
Wow. Okay.
Fucking shut the fuck up.
Oh.
And we really enjoy what we are building.
Cold towels wrapped around him. Because, again, I thought his son was right, that it was heat stroke. But
Where was Steve at when you were in the airport looking for the lawyer?
in Wes's car.
So what do you think is wrong
But
with
I-
Steve at this point?
Huh?
Like, why? What do you think is wrong with Steve? Why is he sick?
I thought they were right, it was heat stroke.
Okay.
Because,
Are you okay?
Because he wasn't puking yet. And it was like, finally kind of sleeping in and out. You know,
Steve was?
you'd sleep for a little bit, and then you'd wake up, drink some water, go pee, sleep on the couch, wake up.
Okay. Was he complaining that he wasn't feeling well?
No,
He didn't say anything about it.
no, he just, I ended up having to call the ambulance. He wouldn't let me, but I called it anyways. And he kind of like finally confessed that he accidentally drank some kind of fluid. And then that he accidentally drank it. Are you sure he didn't do it deliberately? Type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't think he's suicidal.
Right.
I could see him doing it on a dare against somebody, you know,
Where was he working on that car at?
in his garage.
Okay, the one at the apartment there?
Yeah.
What Ina was saying here lined up in a strange way with what detectives had already discovered in Steve's autopsy. At this point, they hadn't told her that his cause of death was poisoning. And yet, almost conveniently, Ina begins pushing a story about Steve having been hospitalized before after
Okay.
accidentally ingesting chemicals.
What did they
Hmm.
say? What
The
was
doctor didn't tell me what kind of fluid it was. I was like,
Steve didn't tell you?
no. So,
How would he accidentally drink fluid from
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I said.
What was he acting like when that happened?
He was stumbling around, acting like he had heat stroke type thing.
Okay. Are you familiar with heat stroke? Have you seen people have heat stroke before?
Since I moved here, yeah.
Okay.
Couple times, but not really.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess I'm just wondering, I mean, if somebody were to say to me these are the signs of heat stroke, I wouldn't know. I have not experienced anybody with heat stroke. So I'm just wondering how you
Dizziness.
would know. Okay.
How
do you know all that, though?
Control. I googled it.
Okay. When did you Google that?
God, the first time he went, I ended up calling an ambulance.
So like 6 months to a year ago?
Yeah, he's drunk. He ain't drunk. It'll mimic.
Was he drinking?
Yeah, the beer. All
How
day.
much do you think he had to drink?
Almost a whole case.
From what time to what
There was
time?
3 beers left. I looked in the case.
And when you say case, you mean a 24 pack?
Yep.
Of what?
Cooler's Light.
Regular size cans?
Yeah, 12 ounce.
So he drank almost a whole case of beer from what time to what time?
I have no clue.
You don't know when he started drinking?
Pretty much when he got out of bed.
Do you remember what time that was?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
It was early. The birds were chirping and
Okay.
it was barely daylight.
What time did he stop drinking?
Right before he went to take a shower to meet up with his lawyer.
So he consumed almost a case of beer in.
No, he can drink more than that. I've seen him drink a couple cases.
But on that day.
Yeah, it was a case of beer.
From probably 6 or 7 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. So
Hey, shout out to the sound effects.
6 or 7 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. So 5 to 6 hours. Does that sound right?
Probably.
Okay. Did you drink anything else?
Just a glass of water that I brought him, and his tea. I made iced tea because he begged for iced tea.
What Enid just let slip up there was crucial. She just told the detective she made Stephen iced tea, and to no one's surprise, forensic evidence would later confirm that Stephen had been poisoned with antifreeze, a chemical that's sweet-tasting, easy to hide in drinks, and lethal when consumed over time. At this point, detectives hadn't told Enid the cause of death, yet somehow her story is already circling the truth.
When you find out this is supposedly poisoning now, what are your first thoughts?
Tell me that again?
You said the doctor told you it was he was maybe poisoned.
Yeah.
What is the first things that come to your mind when you hear that?
This is not what I'm hearing. I don't know. This can't be real. How the hell would that happen?
Okay.
Pretty much those words were running through my head, and that's basically what came out of my mouth. Can you tell me that one more time, doctor?
Okay. And then what? Do you think of anyone in particular?
That's when his friend, Laura, says it's okay. We'll find out more when.
So she was there when the doctor said it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She heard the doctor say that?
Yeah.
So after the doctor says this, then are you thinking like eventually like who could have done this? Who would have done that to Steve?
That's what I was saying. I was like, this can't be real. I mean.
Okay. But I know you had said
Their
to me
demeanor is
that
so bad.
Billy would do it.
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
Those are nasty people.
Okay. But what would they gain from Steve dying?
Wes, he'd pretty much lose everything, so no, I could see him doing something sexual towards him,
Okay.
but not drugging him.
Okay.
Sexual?
Billy or Conrad, yes.
What would they gain?
Seeing Steve not getting his inheritance,
Okay.
stealing his truck, because Billy's pretty much every time him and Lynn put Steve in jail, they actually stole stuff out of his truck or his vehicle that.
So what would they get
That's
out of
when
it?
you
Though?
found-
Getting the truck? That's all they would get? And the fact that then Billy would, Steve.
I don't know. I don't know how
Okay.
Billy thinks. He's messed up in the head. They're nasty people. I'm telling you. But That's the only.
I'm not doubting that they're nasty. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to wrap my head around who
But
would
then
gain
again,
something
I don't see
from
him
this.
really doing that. I could see Lynn more, and she wasn't even there.
Okay.
She's more of the I'll poison you type person, you know,
Okay.
than Billy. Billy will just wait until you go to sleep and then steal from you, right? Type person.
Okay. So as far as you and Steve,
So that's why I'm thinking maybe Steve did it to himself because he couldn't face Wes, his sons. You know that the inheritance wasn't real; it was a hoax. He finally realized it was a joke on him, or you know,
What?
it wasn't real.
Do you think the money's real?
I hope for Steve's sake it was, but it was too fishy for me. And
did Steve ever say when he got the money that he was gonna leave? He was gonna go anywhere? He was gonna leave you? He was gonna give you some money and be done? Anything like that?
he was off and on, yeah, when we got into fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he gonna make sure you got money?
No.
Okay.
Because I kept telling him I don't want it.
Okay.
Other than the money you bled for me from making me walk in 55 below, that's what I made him promise me give back to me when I bailed him out of jail.
Okay.
I didn't even want that no more when we got into fights. I was like, nope, I don't want it.
Uh-huh.
But you said you wanted a car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So were you hoping that he'd at least give you some money for a vehicle?
No.
Okay.
No. I could put myself, I can, he
Okay.
knows I can survive without him.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have survived without him while he was in jail.
Okay.
I have scraped up money when he left me for went to Devil's Lake with that lady.
Yep.
I have put my rent back together.
Okay.
I have paid my power bill back together.
Did he go live with her there in Devil's Lake?
Yeah.
How long was he gone there?
Before she turned him in to jail, I want to say 2 or 3 months, maybe 2.
Oh,
2
so
months.
several months. Okay.
Yeah.
So he just came back here before summer? Because you said it was, okay, so that was fairly recent that he was with this lady. Okay.
Like before, Ina continued to expand on the idea that she never truly believed the inheritance was real, and that even if it was, she didn't care about it.
And also, interesting enough, again, it's just the ability to say too much without a lawyer. For me, it's just a red flag. You see what I'm saying? Because everything that you say is going to be used against you. So why not really have a lawyer and just get this settled already? She thinks by just cooperating like this, they're going to let her go. But then the story's not even making sense.
At the same time, she began shifting the focus toward other people in Stephen's life, subtly suggesting that someone else could have poisoned him.
Wow.
It's a familiar tactic investigators often see, redirecting suspicion away from yourself when the pressure starts to build.
Oh,
As
they
far
already
as
know.
money goes, I mean,
They
I
already know.
We talked to a lot of people, and everyone said that you and Steve, basically, it was, you said, you know, you guys were basically married. You had been together for a long time.
That's what's, yeah.
Were you expecting that if something, I mean, you would get
No.
money?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I would have given it to his ex-wives because they deserve it way more than I did.
Okay.
Because they were actually married.
Okay. Okay. So I just have a lot of concerns here. Okay, and I'm just going to be honest with you. You told the paramedics when they were there that morning or afternoon that he had been drinking till 5 in the morning. That he had been consuming alcohol. That's on body cam. Okay, you said he was drinking all day the day before and that he drank his last drink at 5 a.m. Okay, and now you're telling me
tea.
That's not what you say on this video. Okay.
I want to see this video.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to show you the body cam. I'm just telling you that that's what's on there. There's reports that Wes came to the house that morning, and you said that Steve was at the walk-in clinic. He wasn't at the walk-in clinic.
Steve didn't want to see Wes anymore.
Okay, but Steve
Okay.
wasn't at the walk-in clinic.
He was at the hospital.
He wasn't at the hospital. He wasn't anywhere yet.
Already emotionally distressed, you can
He
tell.
was been
At the
verified. He
hospital.
wasn't when Wes was there. Okay. We
He
found
just left with
Okay.
the ambulance when Wes showed up there.
that's not what's been reported to us. Wes was there prior to.
Yeah, the timestamps prove that.
I want a lawyer.
Okay, that's fine.
Am I being arrested?
Nope, you're not being arrested. We're just talking. So, but if you want a lawyer, we can stop talking right now. That's fine.
But I'm telling you the God honest truth.
No, lady. Why would you allow her to get away with that? No, she's there to ask questions. Let's ask more questions. Unless she said it, don't give her the option. It's like making a sale, and you say, you know what? But you can always cancel. You're giving them the option to not even to always cancel the policy or whatever. They cancel the sales process or cancel the product, the monthly product. Like, you cannot do that as a detective, in my opinion. Don't give them the option or just say no. They say yes, I want to talk to you. Let them be there until she say, you know what, I want a lawyer. At that point, then it's different.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I wish I was there. I wish I was with him every second of the day that day. I wish I watched every single. But I'm not his goddamn mom.
Oh.
You asked for a lawyer, Ina, so we're just gonna end this now. Okay, I'm not gonna talk anymore. All right.
You guys are so unbelievable. Fucking serious.
The moment detectives confronted Ina with the contradictions in her story, she cracked and immediately ended the interrogation by asking for a lawyer. To most people, that kind of emotional outburst might look like grief, but detectives see it differently.
Yep.
Sudden anger, defensiveness, and emotional spikes often appear when a suspect loses control of a story they've been managing. When pressure exposes lies, emotion replaces logic, and that shift is a major red flag investigators don't ignore. In the end, Ina Thea Knoyer was charged with Class A felony murder after investigators proved she intentionally poisoned her boyfriend, Stephen Riley, with
And you know what's funny about a lot of these cases is always the slow poison kind of strategy.
Freeze. Forensic evidence confirmed ethylene glycol poisoning, and prosecutors argued the act was deliberate and financially motivated.
Wow.
Ina pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 50 years in prison.
Whoa. Yep.
Serving 25 years, followed by supervised probation.
Yep. Only for money, man. For 37. Only because of the money. Okay, guy thought a mystery London lawyer was about to hand him 30 millions at the North Dakota airport like it was an Uber pickup. And she thought murder was the fast track to getting paid. Two of those zero brain cells, an imaginary scam, fake inheritance, and a lifetime prison sentence over monopoly money. Yeah, you really cannot make this level stupid. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Is that a lot of people, they just have mental illness, in my opinion. And these are weird, very weird ways to just explode. They just explode and manifest in ways like this. This lady was way too stupid to ever get away with anything, much less murder. Usually when a suspect says, I'm telling you, the God's honest truth, just God. At that point, just God is like, bro, don't put me in this conversation. This is you in the detective. They're not telling the truth, yeah. She's total psychopath with no remorse, scary person. Yeah, like she was, yeah, no remorse. She's way too calm. I can see him drinking antifreeze on a dare. A whole different species of people. Wow. She's 48 years old. Oh my God. I thought she was like 65. Like a boomer. She looks like a boomer. Damn, she looks like a boomer, guys. I'm not lying. That product, she has a lot of mental issues, man. Wow. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I will see you next one. I'm out.